What if I told you one of the simplest cards you can make is also one of the easiest to mess up? Today, I'm breaking down the anatomy of a one-layer card, a simple formula you can use with any stamps you already own to create polished, professional-looking designs without adding a single layer. Hi friends, it's Yana Smakula for SimonsSTM.com. Welcome back for another Yippee for Yana video series. And in today's video, I'm not just making a card, I'm showing you a system. Because once you understand how to build a one-layer card, you'll never feel stuck staring at a blank piece of cardstock again. Before we dive into the anatomy, let me quickly share what I'm using today. And remember, this is just one example. You can absolutely recreate this with the supplies you already have. For my sentiment, I'm using a beautiful Thanks Mom stamp set from Kathy Zilski and Simon. For the imagery, I chose a floral stamp set with a coordinating layering stencil, Basket of Blooms. This makes it really easy to add color without complicated techniques. I'll be doing some simple ink blending using positively saturated inks from Simon and also Simon's small blending brushes. These tips work just as well with coloring, stamping only, or even different themes. So don't focus too much on the exact products I'm using, focus on the process because that's what will make this technique work for you every time. And if you do want to check out the products I'm using, they are linked in the video description below. Here's the first rule, and honestly, the one most people skip. Always start with your sentiment. On a one-layer card, you don't have die cuts or foam tape or layers to fix mistakes later, so placement matters from the very beginning. I like to place my sentiment slightly above center. This gives me room to build around it without crowding the design. Before we move on, remember this: if your sentiment placement is wrong, nothing else will save the card. I'm using my Misty stamping tool and stamping the sentiment using VersaFine Onyx Clear ink onto hammer mill cardstock. This is cut to 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches and will create the front of my A2 card. Now let's talk about something subtle but powerful, the illusion of layers. Even though this is a one-layer card, we can trick the eye into seeing dimension. Here's how. I mask the edges of my panel using tape to create a clean border. I'm using Spellbinder's Best Ever Craft Tape. This is their narrow tape, a 1/4 inch width. You can use any other tape you have in your stash. This instantly frames the design and makes everything feel intentional. No tape? No problem. You can draw pencil lines or even just visualize your border. But this is what separates a flat card from a finished card. This is one of those tiny tricks that make people ask, wait, how did you get that to look so clean? Now here's where things get strategic. Before I stamp anything, I plan my entire layout. And yes, this might feel a little bit extra, but it saves you from ruining your card later. I stamp my images on scrap paper, cut them out loosely with scissors, and move them around my panel like puzzle pieces. This lets me test my composition, avoid awkward gaps in the background, and balance my design. And once I like it, I just snap a quick photo with my phone so I don't forget the layout. You can also use little bits of tape and tape each individual piece in place and just remove them as you go. Now we build. Whether you're stamping or ink blending like I'm here, the goal is the same. Work around your sentiment, not over the sentiment. So I rotate my images, I angle them, I let them flow around the sentiment. A few key tips is to start with larger images first, then fill with smaller images, and don't feel like you need to stamp everything fully. Fade it out if you need to. You will notice that I am skipping the longer stems on these bluebells and I'm shortening them significantly to make them a better fit for my card. And that soft fade, it actually makes your design look more natural and less rigid. Now, if your background looks stiff, try rotating your stamps even more than you think you should. This should help. Once your base is done, really cool things start to happen. With this particular stamp set and stencil set, I can add detail stamping on top. You can't do this with every product, but with this particular one, you can, and it adds a lot of interest. So this gives my image definition, it gives depth, and it gives that finished look. And here's the secret. It doesn't have to line up perfectly. In fact, a slightly offset look adds movement and interest. You can see my images are not lined up perfectly, and I still love this card. Now take a step back and look at your card. Do you see any empty spaces? That's your final step. Fill the gaps. Add tiny stamped details. Dots, hearts, stars, anything tiny. You can also skip stamping and use gems if you want. These little additions tie everything together and make the design feel complete. Now, this is the difference between something feels missing and wow, that looks finished. And finally, peel off your tape. This is my favorite part because you get that crisp, clean border reveal. And just like that, you've created a one-layer card that looks anything but simple. So here's the anatomy again. Start with your sentiment, create a faux layer, plan your layout, build your background, add detail, fill the gaps. Follow this formula and you can recreate this with any stamps you own. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you feel inspired to create. Love you guys, and I'll see you again the next time. Bye.